where we perceive certain individuals' abilities, limiting them. So what we see physically, this and more you get to find out in course of our conversation today on this program. Thank you for joining. The program is her honor from the Nigerian Television Authority, Port Harcourt. My name is Blessing Wonderful.
Women are the most beautiful creatures on earth, and so they are supposed to be loved and cared for.
Joining me today on this conversation is Dr. Mrs. Obasi, a highly qualified education expert, intentional about shaping inclusive future. Madam, understanding abilities beyond physical. From your experience, how would you define abilities beyond physical?
So, I can define ability beyond the physical. Considering the immense ability God has given to individuals, everybody is wired differently. But one is, have issues with the physical does not define the person. We have a lot of factors and theories. Which one of them is self-concept? How one sees himself goes beyond the physical. It's all emanates from inside. So you could have a physical disabilities, doesn't mean you cannot become what you want to be. So it goes beyond the physical. Yeah.
Okay, over time, you've been, in this practice. You've seen so many. So what non-physical strengths can we find in, children with special needs that society often, overlook?
Okay. Majorly, what seems to be so paramount with children with special needs are just communication. But that's not the only, abilities and strengths of these children. Some of them are highly good in creativity. They can act, they can draft, but we tend to overlook those things. We only look at where our eyes could see. But going beyond that, if you can just believe in them and allow them to have some time, you see them coming out with unbeatable potentials without allowing them. Yeah, I knew of a particular person some time ago. The parents abandoned him because they felt he's a good for nothing. They couldn't make up his milestones. They locked him up inside. But the day came when this child was missing out. The parents never believed what they saw. This child was able to record everything that happened within the time he was locked up. And then, surprisingly, we managed to take him to school. And then when he got there, he was able to beat beyond his levels and classmates. The parents were like, wow, where is this ability coming from? So then we are seeing physically, but there is powers that lies beyond the physical. So that's what we want to look at.
Okay. Before we go into visible skills, that we can describe as surpassing academic performance, let's have you talk to us a bit about yourself.
Okay, the first child of 6 children from English State, to be precise. Okay, school, the primary, the secondary, and then I had my university here in Lagos State, Port Harcourt. And then she started that's where I did my PhD. I did my master's and then my PhD. So I've worked for some time, What really happened was that, at the cost of life, I had a lot of disciplines in my heart that I would want to settle down. But when I was in school, I met quite a number of people with, some disabilities, and I was, is this really existing? Until we were relocated to a particular street, and I saw a family of 6 who were nothing to write home about. So when I started making inquiries, I realized that was a disability. And the parents didn't know about it. They were allowed to roam the streets. They wouldn't go for formal education. As I speak to you, about 3 are dead because nobody could attend to them. So when I made further investigation about the situation, I was told that, oh yes, they did all they could and nothing was coming out of it. I realized it was because of ignorance. Supposing there was an early intervention and we wouldn't have been that situation. So, that really gave rise to my quest to knowing about them. Yes. And that was in the master. So when I now went for things, I was like, I need to specialize in this people. I need to contribute my quota. Yes, I have my children that, okay, I have 4 boys. They are normal. They are okay. They met their milestones at a tender age, but these children could not. So that really gave me a lot of concern. So I had to dig deep to know what to do to help them out. That's what I'm going to do.
And that is exactly what you're doing now.
Yes.
So how long have you been in the business?
Okay, I've been in this business for 13 years. 13 years.
So from your experience over time, how would you describe the situation of autism, among children with special needs?
We have other disabilities that falls within the spectrum. But autism seems to be so pronounced because it affects the speech. It has to do with repetitive behavior. It has to do with isolation. Other disabilities could allow them to integrate, but autism does not allow. It makes them to be on their own world. It separates them from realities. It makes them want to have a clear touch in realities, and then they don't even communicate. Some of them, you can talk to them now, after 1 week you see them repeating what you said. So it's a big blow of children with them. Yes, and also to the parents that don't understand what's going on. It has really done a lot of harms. Not just to the mother, but to the father as they call it. Though it's still so pronounced in the areas of the mothers, because most times some men tend to, blame their wives. They will like, oh yes, it doesn't run in our family. Where is this coming from? I can tell you, my other children, other families, hey, there's nothing like this. Instead of feeling down to like, okay, what do we do? Okay, let's accept it and look for a way of escape. A lot of families are broken today because of
this. For parents who find themselves in this situation, how do you help them to overcome their fears?
Okay. The first aspect is to accept the situation on ground. When you accept, you're open for corrections and improvements. Yeah, when they accept it, they will not join their forces to looking out for a solution. So my encouragement to them is accept the situation. When you accept it, you cannot put your forces together to say, how do we go about it? And then we are here. We have shoulders they can lean on to let them know how to deal with these children and to tell them that there's still, light at the end of the tunnel. It's not a dead zone. A lot of them has gone out of this and become better. So let them look towards our directions where they can see hope and smile again.
Okay, you've been with these skills over time.
Yes.
So what is the level of their value when it comes to skills, when it comes to abilities? So what is the level of their performance as a result of the mentorship?
Okay. Over the years, you've been able to work with these children, outside education. Some of them we've worked with them on occupational areas where they were able to find their feet in crafts. Some of them now, we had to get them integrated to companies where they could do a particular skill. Some of them are good in crafts. They can scratch. They can do a lot of things outside education. Majorly, their concern seems to be education. But apart from education, they can do any other thing once you're able to keep them on time at education. Here is like a based foundation. We separate them from the social school and give them early intervention. So when there's a certain level they get to, we'll get them back to school so that they'll be able to meet up in society needs.
Okay, yes. Okay, you prepare them here. This is a preparatory plan.
Yes.
So when you're fully aware that they can, be integrated into the larger, school, you now move them to the normal school. Wow, that's nice. We'll take this short break, and when we return, the program continues.
Hey, Queen. Hey, Queen. Hey, Queen. Sister. Girl, you've done it again. You are constantly raising the bar for all of us and doing so flawlessly.
You do know that you're that girl, right?
I hope that when you wake up in the morning and look in the mirror, you see how divine you are.
Know that so many people want what you got. You have dreams to fulfill and promises to yourself that you must keep.
I know at times you feel underappreciated and misvalued. Trust me, we've all been there.
So it's necessary that you can count on yourself.
Now, don't go seeking perfection.
Extend yourself a little grace.
Don't be afraid to celebrate the little wins as much as the big ones.
Women are the most beautiful creatures on earth. And so they are supposed to be loved and cared for.
It's good to know you're still watching. The program is our honor from the Nigerian Television Authority, Port Harcourt. We are looking at children with special needs, and we have a professional, someone who is passionate about inclusiveness, someone who is intentional in taking up responsibility for these children, to say that, look, irrespective of their physical look, they have something special about them. They can still offer to the society meaningfully. This is a preparatory ground for them, and at the end of this stage, she takes them off to somewhere where they can be integrated into the larger fold. And I know she's doing awesomely well. It's good to have you back. There is a challenge here. We, as a people, you just look at someone and you tell yourself that this one, because of all you see physically, beyond their academic performance, from what you have seen so far, what can we say are the value you can see in some of the children?
Okay. Beyond the academics, there are a lot of underlying strengths in these children. They can be involved, like I mentioned, crafts. They can be involved in sports work, so that they can work, and then a lot of them can be taught a pattern. Some can sew, some can weave hair. So they can do every other thing a typical child can do, so long as you're able to keep them on time. Why it seems as if we're looking down on those children is because we look at them from the physical point of view. Where we see them, not meeting their milestones, not showing any ability at all. But let's look beyond that. Just keep them on time. But you need to be patient with them. Even when you're teaching them the craft, you don't teach them like a typical child. You consider that they are neurological in purpose. And then their brains takes time to process things. You don't just, you can't just say, okay, come here. And you expect them to respond really. You give them some time to process what you said. Then they will take time to process that come here. Until when it makes sense to them, that's when they respond to you. So whatever you want to teach them, it must take time. You must be patient with them. You must realize that they are different from you. They are special. They are not sick. They are not sick. But just that they are wired differently.
I was going to ask you that. How do you cope? The approaches, you adopt to ensure that you bring them in for them to really get you from what you're trying to, let them know. I could see how far you have gone with them. Honestly, it's something worth hearing. Now, from your assessments, how would you describe the progress they have made so far from the ones you have handled?
Okay, let me talk from the last child that we recently integrated to school. When she came, I tell you, the society wrote her out, the parents gave up on her, because she does not stay with her clothing on. She goes nude, and she does not sleep in the night. From 8 p.m., she will scream till 4 a.m. and then she goes back to bed. She doesn't eat the normal food. She does what we call self-injurious behavior, where she uses things to cut herself and blood in the oil. And then it was a whole lot of mess. But when she was brought here, we told the parents, all we need from you is just to do exactly what we're doing, feedback. Within the 2 months of staying with this child had a lot of changes in behavior, and then the sleeping pattern changed. She could go to bed by 8 and wake by 5 like other children. She could eat what others are eating. She stopped screaming. She had a positive,
So how were you able to do that?
Yes, we were able to do that because we have our techniques we follow. When a child is brought, we use our level of experience, professional experiences, and then observation to observe the child. And then we do assessment. The reasons for assessment is to know the area this child may have needs, and then prefer solutions. We do what we call IEP, individualized training skill or learning skill that will fit this particular child. That's what we do. We don't do a general thing where every child that comes uses no. We make sure we are particular about the child. So whatever our professors for this child is just for this child. So when we do that, we take our time. We understand, because as much as we have different disabilities, some ranges from auditory, some communication, some visual, some different aspects. So we, after the assessment, we look at the assessment to know where the child have needs. We tailor towards the needs.
Okay, finally, before I let you go, how fulfilled are you in doing what you are doing right now?
Okay, I would say from the angle of a mother, the first time I sighted those children, I was devastated because I had to look back to my house and I saw, even with the normalcy of these children, they tend to be stubborn. Copies of children that does not come in terms with what you're saying, they are not in touch with reality. Even when you're talking up, they are looking back. When you're saying stand up, they are dancing. When you're saying come back, they are running. When I saw that situation, I was devastated. I was like, how would I help? What will I do to put smile on the face of those children and their parents? But I tell you, so far, I can tell I'm huge working with these children. It's not easy, but it takes empathy, it takes passion, it takes zeal to working with them. It's not been easy. Oh yes, it's not been easy. You see different displays and different disabilities. You see things, humanly speaking, you won't stand. You see conditions that will sometimes make you to throwing up. But because you are there for a change, you let go of those things and then focus on the realities. So far, I tell you, I am fulfilled. I've worked with quite a number of them. Some of them are out of the shores of this country and are doing well. I remembered when I worked with a particular child, the child was not eating. He only eats cereal. And he doesn't sit to eat.
How old was he?
He was 3 years then. But he doesn't eat cereal.
He or she?
He. What he does, they'll give it to him in feeding bottle. He will lie down and then just suck it one time and then throw it. It was not easy. But I tell you, I can touch my chest and say, thank God it works.
Okay, but you said something. The way some of them react, it's not common with all of them. Each individual reacts differently. So, what could be responsible for this?
When you talk about children's disorder or children's spectrum, a lot of factors cause that. Some could be from venereal diseases transferred from parents. Some could be from what we call leech, seafood that women consumed when they were pregnant. Some could be as a result of threats that's been transferred from parents to offsprings. Then we had environmental problems. Environment contributes a lot too. So a lot of factors can cause it. Yeah, and then why they react differently could have different reasons. Some could be from, when you talk about children with Down syndrome. These are children that have excess chromosomes. A lot of factors can give rise to it. It's not just a particular factor. You understand? Some parents or some women when they are pregnant, they're exposed to accidents which the fetus in the womb was affected, the brain was touched. You understand? A lot of factors could give rise to it, not a particular thing. Yeah.
So with patience and good mentorship, we can still achieve results from that child.
Yes, with acceptance. The first thing is acceptance. When you accept the child the way the child is, you will not sit down to think, how do I help the child? Without you accepting the fact that this is what is on ground, you won't think about positive ways of helping them. So the first step is accepting. Stop bullying and fighting yourself over the situation on ground. So accept the situation, then think out how to go about it. And that's where we keep our shoulders wide to welcome them, to tell them that there's a solution. We are here to help them, tell the parents how to go with the children, and then help those children to become better.
Before I let you go, I would like you to talk to those who are really, watching you on this program. What lesson of life and purpose should every one of us watching today, draw from this whole essence of discussion?
Okay. The encouragement I'm giving the people out there is, even if you have a child in the spectrum, it's not the end of the world. All I want you to do is just keep faith alive. Don't give up on the child. Don't think it's all over. No, it's not yet. Just do what you can do. What you need to do is step out. Open your mouth. Tell people. Communicate. Tell the situation, this is it. And then you'll meet someone that will help you. And then have a positive mindset to tell yourself that there could be solution with this condition. And then don't just escalate the issues by causing problems to yourself. A lot of people out there are having psychological problems because they felt, my socioeconomic status in the society is shamble. Oh, because of who I am, I can't relate very well. No, don't do that. God gave it to this child. God gave it this child. And also, every one of us has one special needs or the other. Yes, even typical people. Yes, you might be born with your normal sight, but along the journey of life, you develop problem like I'm wearing glasses. I was born normal, but now I'm wearing glasses, so I'm special too. Or you could be working well, but along the line you had issues with your hip and then you were affected. You are special too. Have you thrown yourself because you are affected by life? So just keep faith alive, keep hope alive, be open for change. Speak out, don't die in silence. Communicate. People are here to help you out.
Thank you, Dr. Obasi, for being on the show today. Irrespective of our physical appearances, we've all got unique potentials in us. So likewise with children with special needs. If you have gotten one, we have been told today that you shouldn't be discouraged. You have someone, you have people you can reach out to, and they will make something out of the life of an individual. It's been an awesome time here with this lady. I quite appreciate, irrespective of how touchy this discussion may seem, you are also overwhelmed with the fact that there is always a solution to every problem. Thank you once again for watching, and look forward to have you again on yet another episode of Harmony. My name is Blessing Wonderful. Bye for now.
Like the moon and the sun, she is worth more than gold.